Hi everyone. For math today, we're going to work on some subtraction word problems. And the word problems that we're going to work on involve using two-digit numbers. So that means those numbers are higher numbers, so we might not be able to use mental math to solve them. That means that we probably can't just do them in our head, that we'll need to use some other strategies to solve. So we're going to take a look at the screen and we're going to work on some different strategies on how to solve these subtraction word problems. So let's take a look at the first one. And we're going to read it together. So let's read that first word problem here. It says, it takes Anna's mom 17 minutes to drive her to school. So far, they have been in the car for 12 minutes. How many more minutes until they arrive at school? So we're looking for keywords here, and you probably noticed that we don't see all together or in all. So we're going to look at the words they do have here. It says, how many more minutes until they arrive at school? So that means how many minutes are left. And we know that when we talk about how many are left, that is dealing with subtraction. So let's think about what our number sentence would be for the first word problem. It says 17 minutes to drive to school, and they've already been in the car for 12 minutes. So it looks like our numbers here are 17 and 12. So I'm going to add that over here to my whiteboard so I can write my first number sentence. We have 17, and we said we're doing subtraction, so that'll be 17 minus 12. Equals. So once again, from our word problem here, we are going to be doing 17 minus 12. So now I'm going to take off the word problem here so that we can look over here at the whiteboard to think about a strategy to solve. So we have 17 minus 12 equals. So these numbers aren't too big, so maybe one strategy that we can use is to draw pictures. So our first number here is 17. Now, we're just going to draw anything that's easy. So I'm just going to do circles. I'm going to do 17 circles. Ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we drew 17 circles here because we have the number 17 up here, so representing it in 17 circles down here. And it says minus 12. So we know we don't want to draw 12 more, we want to take away 12. So we're going to do that now. I want you to count with me. We're going to take away 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So to find out what the answer is, all we have to do is we have to count how many circles are left. So let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer is 5. And remember, when we're talking about word problems or story problems, we want to know 5 what? We were talking about minutes. So I would write under here the word minutes. And so our answer is 5 minutes. So I'm going to erase my whiteboard here and let's try another word problem. And let's look at a different strategy that we could use to solve the word problem. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to have you read it with me. So let's look here. I'm going to move it down to our next word problem and read the word problem with me. It says, Jaden's high school played 86 basketball games this year. He attended 24 games. How many basketball games did Jaden miss? So once again, we're going to be looking at subtraction. We know that because it's not talking about all together. We already know that there were 86 games altogether. We want to know if he attended 24 games, how many games did not attend? So we're going to work on some subtraction for this word problem too. And let's look at our numbers here. We have 86. I'm going to write that up here on my whiteboard. I hope you're writing it on your paper. 86 minus 24 equals. Okay, so right now I'm going to think about what strategy we can use to solve this problem. So I'm going to go back to my whiteboard here. Now our number sentence here is 86 minus 24. How about let's use an open number line to solve? Now we've used an open number line before to do some addition. So today we're going to use our open number line to do subtraction. So just like before, with our open number line, we draw a line. We have our two arrows at the end, and we don't have any numbers on here yet. Remember, an open number line means we get to add the numbers we want, okay? So let's see. We already know what number we ended up with altogether, and that was 86. So I'm going to write down here 86. And this time, instead of jumping forward because we're getting more, we're going to be taking away. So we need to jump back. Remember before we talked about jumps. We can do big jumps of 10 or smaller skip jumps of 1. So let's look here. Let's start over here with the tens. We have 2 tens in the number 24. So I'm going to do 2 big skip jumps of 10. 10, 20. A jump of 10, a jump of 10. So let's see here. If I jump back 86 and jump back 10 more, that gives me 76. If I jump back 10 more from 76, I get 66. So we're not done yet because we still have 4 ones. So we need to jump back 4 ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we already have 66, and we're going to count back 4 more times just by ones. Ready? 65, 64, 63, 62. So that means our answer is 62. So remember, when we're talking about word problems, we want to know 62 what? And they were 62 games. So I'm going to write that here. So remember, just like before when we used an open number line to add, we can also use it to subtract. Okay? So let's try another one. I'm going to erase my board here again. And let's look at another word problem with subtraction. So I'm going to share my screen again. And let's go to the next story problem. So we're going to move down and let's read this one together. It says, Mrs. Garcia had 34 pencils for her class. The class used 22 pencils already. How many pencils are left? So I see some keywords there, and the keywords that I see are the word left. We want to know how many are left. That means we're not adding them all together, we're taking some away. How many are left? So once again, we're going to be doing some subtraction. So let's do 34, and I'm sure you're reading along with me, so you know that we need to do 34 minus 22 equals. So once again, these are big numbers, so we probably don't want to draw out 34. That would be a lot to draw out. So let's use our open number line again. So I'm going to stop sharing so that you can look again at my whiteboard. And we're going to do 34 minus 22. So once again, I'm going to draw my open number line. We don't need to draw 34 pictures. That would be way too many. So remember, we want to start over here in our number line because we already know our big number. Our big number over here is 34. So now we're going to take away 22. So we're going to do some skip jumps back because we want to subtract. So I'm looking here at my tens place and I have 2 tens. That means I need to do 2 skip jumps of 10. Ready? 10, 20. This is worth 10. This is worth 10. But we're not done. We also are going to need to take away some 1s, okay? So let's start here with our 10s though. We started at 34 and jumping back 10 is 24. We're not done yet. Jumping back 10 more is 14. So now let's look at our 1s place. We have 2 1s. That means we need to do 2 small jumps of 1. Ready? 1, 2. So let's count backwards now from 14. Ready? 13, 12. So that means our answer is 12. And we were talking about pencils in our word problem. So I'm going to write 12 pencils. So as you can see, using number line here is so easy because it's less things to draw out. And we've been practicing things like counting in the classroom by 10s and by 1s. So all these things have helped you to work on these problems today. So let's try one more word problem together. I'm going to share my screen. And let's look at the last one here. And I'm going to have you read it with me. It says, there are 67 pages in Giovanni's book. He read 43 pages today. How many pages does he have left to read? So once again, I see that keyword there of left. So we know we're not adding all together. We're going to be taking away. We're going to be doing subtraction. So it looks like the numbers that we have to work with here are 67. It's one 2-digit number, and our other 2-digit number that we're taking away is 43. So once again, these are big numbers. When we have big numbers like this, we don't want to be just counting back in our head, that would be a lot, or drawing pictures, that would be a lot. So we're going to use our open number line again. So once again, let's take a look at my whiteboard here, and let's draw our open number line. Remember, just a straight line. You can draw your little arrows at the end. So remember, our big number here, we already have, it's 67. So I'm going to add that to my number line here. And now I'm going to look at our other number that we're taking away. Let's look here in the tens place. We have a 4, 4 tens. So we're going to do 4 skip jumps back. Ready? 10, 10, 10, 10. Each jump represents 10. So now we started with 67. 10 less than 67 is 57. 10 less than 57 is 47. And 10 less than 47 is 37. We have to do one more time. 10 less than 37 is 27. So now we have to take a look at our ones place. And it looks like we have 3 ones here. So we're just going to do 3 small jumps of 1 back. 1, 2, 3. So now let's see. We're going to start at 27 and we're going to count back 3 ones. Ready? Count with me. 26, 25, 24. So our answer is 24. And remember, we were talking about pages from the book that he's read already. So that means we have, our answer is 24 pages. So when you're working on word problems or story problems, think about what strategy you could use to solve. Sometimes you might know just from doing it in your head and you can use mental math to solve. Sometimes maybe the numbers aren't so big to work with and you can use strategy like drawing pictures. Other times when you have bigger numbers to work with, maybe you want to use an open number line. there are different ways that you can solve problems. So just think about all the things you've learned at school and at home, and think about the easiest way you can go about solving that problem. So I hope you did a great job working with me today when we worked on word problems and doing subtraction within those word problems.